Okay, I'm going to show you guys what we call the basic neck stretch protocol. As you know, if you're engaged in our office at this point, that we have to do something to stretch out the front of the neck, to rehabilitate the front of the neck, and to rehabilitate the back of the neck. We're typically doing some version of traction or spinal stretching that you're doing in the office or perhaps even at home at this point to stretch out most of the problem in the front part of the neck. You've also been doing a lot of exercises for the back of the neck, haven't you? What about the sides of the neck? Very important thing that we don't want to miss. So we have a very basic, what we call basic neck stretching protocol to address the sides of the neck in a very methodical fashion. I'm going to coach you some of the ins and outs here. Typically, what we'll do with any neck stretch program is we'll start off with a simple warm-up where we're just moving our head to a moderate type stretch on both sides and we're moving fairly quickly. This is designed just like a warm-up, just like a sprinter would warm up before the race. Just warms up the muscles in the neck, gets them loose so that when we do stretch them and utilize them, we reduce our chance of injury, tension, tightness, any symptom. We usually do that for maybe 10, 20, or 30 seconds. 30 seconds is preferred. After we're warmed up, we start getting into a little bit deeper type stretches where we're using our hand to apply some pressure, keeping our shoulder down, and we're stretching out muscles on the left side of our body. This would be more of a basic type position where we just take a few deep breaths and on the exhale we relax and stretch. We may hold this, like I said, for 2, 3, 4 breaths or 5, 10, 15 seconds, and then we'll switch to the other side and perform the same function for 2, 3 deep breaths, 5, 10, 15 seconds. Now there's a little bit more of a modified version that we like to teach. We don't like to just stretch one aspect of a muscle. If we want to stretch all of the trap on this side, we're not just going to stretch one part of the trap. You're going to have one loose part of your muscle and the rest stiff. So we might want to stretch different lines or different regions of the muscle. So I'm going to turn to the side and show you how we get into stretching some of the side but also the front of the neck by simply grabbing onto a little bit of the forehead on the side here and very gently applying pressure and stretch backwards. Again, 2, 3 breaths, 5, 10, 15 seconds. That's one version. Repeat on the other side. Now we can also stretch the side and somewhat of the back here by going to the back side of the head, not just the side, but the back portion of the head, and kind of coming to the side and slightly forward and holding that for, again, 2, 3 breaths, 5, 10, 15 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Now some people will do this in a little bit more of an arcing motion, just a nice fluid motion, instead of just doing standstill positions. And that's okay too. They're stretching different lines of the muscle, much more advanced, much more appropriate for stretching out the sides of the muscle than just pulling the head to one side and calling it a day. Again, this should be done at least 1 to 3 times a day, bare minimum, in rehabilitating the neck and the posture and trying to restore function back to the body. More is better. If you have questions about this, please ask any member of our team and we'd be happy to troubleshoot them for you. Once again, that's called the basic neck stretch protocol.